بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين محمد وأهل بيت طيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما الإمام المنتظر الحجة الثاني عشر روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد والفرقان الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي زدني علما صدق الله العلي العظيم. Right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Inshallah, I hope everyone is well. And I hope everyone is understanding what we're doing so far. I'm trying to make these revision sessions more effective and fruitful for yourself, so that everyone understands all the main concepts of these lessons, inshallah. Because if I'm able to make it as easy as possible for yourselves, the next phase will become easier for me to teach, inshallah. Right, did anyone look at the handouts which I sent?
Alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam.
Yes, I briefly looked at it about the Zu and Z, the ayats on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Laysa, Zu and Z, yeah.
Okay. Now, before I start that itself, now if you look in the actual WhatsApp group, I've sent you a chart. It's just to refresh your memories. Something really important. Now, last week we spoke about we did Dhu, and we did also Laysa. Now today, what I want to do is I want to elaborate this further so that everyone has a better understanding and hopefully they won't forget. I'm going to refer to this itself. Majority of the students have seen this. This is nothing new for anyone, okay? Now, on this chart, which I've shared in the group as well, as you remember that we spoke about in book 1, book 2, and book 3, that there are two categories of nouns depending upon the last letter itself. What do I mean depending on the last letter? I mean that taking the last letter into consideration, the noun is divided into two categories. Because some nouns, their last letter changes, and some nouns, the last letter doesn't change. Correct?
Yes.
Now,
Diptode.
Ahsanti. Diptose it's a noun where the last letter changed partially. Now, when the noun does not change, like huwa, dhalika, pronouns, huwa, huma, hum, hadha, hadhihi, alladhina, dhalika, and tilka, these are nouns where the last letter of the noun does not change, regardless wherever it comes. Those nouns are called mabni. Yes, remember that? Mabni, indeclinable nouns.
Yes.
Yes, mabni. Mim, ba, noon, ya, mabni. And the nouns where the harakat changes at the end, they're called mu'rab. They're called mu'rab. Mu'rab, mim, ayn, ra, ba. Mu'rab. Declinable nouns. Okay. Now, the mu'rab nouns, there is a variation of category or different categories of nouns which come under that umbrella. Like Sister Butul Manji shouted out the diptone nouns. Correct? Diptone nouns, they are nouns which they do not take tanween and they don't take kasra. Yes? Everyone follows? Yes?
Yes.
Right.
Correct. Now, when we are talking about mu'rab nouns, now the original or the actual, as you could say, the original diptone noun, what it has as you know, every noun has three states. It has halatul raf, halatul nasb, and halatul
Jar.
jar. MashaAllah. So when a noun gets the dhamma, the noun gets a fatha or a kasra, the noun is called halatul marfu, halatul mansub, halatul jar. So when that noun gets into the state of dhamma tanween or into the state of fatha tanween or a kasra tanween, it's called marfu, mansub, and
Nas.
majroor. Okay, is this clear so far?
Ji.
Yes. Right.
Ji.
Now, the noun. Now, as we said in the mu'rab noun, there is a subcategory of nouns as well. Some nouns. So the original mu'rab noun, or the first original noun, or you could say the basic or the default mu'rab noun, is this, which is called al-mufrad. Munsarif means mu'rab. Mu'rab meaning the noun which is declinable, it changes. As-sahih, as-sahih. If you don't remember this, I'll remind you again. The word as-sahih, it means that the last letter does not contain any weak letters. Weak letters are i.e. alif, waw, and ya. They are called the weak huruful illa. Alif, waw, and ya. So whenever there's a noun which is declinable and the last letter of the noun is sahih, it does not contain alif, waw, and ya, in the state of halatul raf, halatul nasb, halatul jar, what harakat will it get? I'm going to ask this question to Sister Zamina, who was absent last week. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Zamina.
Alaikum salam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, good, thank you.
You still in America?
No, I'm back.
You're back. Okay. Inshallah. Okay, right. Now, over here now. Mufrad Munsarif Sahih. Now, halatul raf, what harakat does it get? The last letter? It's on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Dhamma.
Dhamma. So, example, the word is Zaydun. So, the last letter Zaydun is called mufrad. It's not a composition of words together. It's one word, and it does not have alif, waw, and ya. The last letter is getting a dhamma. The dal is getting a dhamma tanween.
Yeah, Dhamma.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we say ja'a Zaydun, what is a translation for that?
Zayd came.
Right. And what position is Zayd coming in this sentence?
As the object.
What does the verb require?
No, sorry, the doer.
Exactly. So now Zayd is coming as a doer of the verb and it gets a dhamma tanween. As we know that there's a formula in the Arabic language, all doers, kullu fa'ilin marfu'un. Kullu fa'ilin marfu'un. All doers of verb are in the nominative case. And that's the reason Zaydun is getting a dhamma tanween. Now, the next one, halatul nasb, what does it get, Sister Zamina?
Dhamma.
No, halatul nasb.
Oh, sorry.
A fatha.
A fatha.
Yeah, so normally when a noun, so I will teach you inshallah in a few sessions time. So far we've done two things. Halatul raf. When we talk about halatul raf, when does a noun get a dhamma tanween or a dhamma? When does a noun does that? There are two things you know so far.
As the doer.
Yeah, one is a doer, when, like we say ja'a Zaydun, and the other is when it comes as the subject of a nominal sentence. For example, we say Zaydun alimun. Zaydun
Alimun.
Zayd is
An alim.
so these are the two situations we know at the moment that a noun will get a dhamma marfu tanween if it comes in the beginning of the sentence or when it comes as a doer of a verb, correct?
Yes.
Now the next one, halatul nasb. So far, the basic one, or the one which has been repeated again and again, is that halatul nasb is when a noun comes as an object of a verb, correct? So it gets a fatha. Now the word. Now read the example, please. Ra'aytu.
Ra'aytu Zaydan. I saw Zayd.
Translation, I saw Zayd. Correct. Now, next example is I saw Zayd. So I am the doer, Zayd is the object, correct?
Yeah.
Third example, halatul jar. Now, what we know and what we remember, there are two situations that a noun gets a kasra or kasra tanween. What are those two states?
As a maf'ul.
Not a maf'ul. What happens when fi comes?
Preposition. A harf jar.
Exactly. So, ba is I marartu bi Zaydin. I passed by.
Zayd.
Exactly. So a pass by is a preposition. That's one scenario or situation where a noun gets a kasra or a kasra tanween. Now the other one was one more we did as well. We spoke about, remember mudhaf?
Mudhaf ilayh.
Exactly. Ahsantum, doctor. What I'm trying to do, doctor, for yourselves is to try to structure your understanding. When does a noun get raf? When does a noun get nasb? When does a noun get jar? Inshallah, what I'll do, I will send you a chart. I will send you, once we've done all of the different categories, I'll send you a chart, all of the different situations where a noun is a halatul raf, all of the different situations when a noun gets a fatha, and all of the different situations when a noun gets a kasra. If you have that chart and structure, everything becomes crystal clear for you. Now, over here now, the other thing, as doctors mentioned, when is mudhaf ilay. So when Zayd is coming mudhaf ilay, for example, I pass by servant of Zayd. How would you say that? Marartu bi abdi Zaydin. I pass by servant of Zayd. So ba is been added because you remember that normally mudhaf itself has a dhamma. Abdu Zaydin. Abdu Zaydin. And the word abdu is default by any noun which comes in the position of mudhaf is definite by position. So that's the reason why it's abdu Zaydin, servant of Zayd. And Zayd is getting a kasra tanween because it's mudhaf ilay. Now, when I want to say I passed by, and whenever you have a word which is mudhaf and mudhaf ilay, the abdu, the dhamma on the dal, will change to a kasra if I add a ba, a preposition, before it. So marartu bi abdi Zaydin. And Zaydin is getting a kasra tanween because it's mudhaf ilay. So these are two situations which we are aware of when a noun gets a kasra or a kasra tanween. Correct? Sister Amina?
Yes, correct.
Okay, brilliant. Now, I'm not going to do the other examples, but what I want to do, I want to move on. Now, the word, we learned last week the word dhu. What does the word dhu mean? Anyone?
Possession.
With.
Sorry, possession, yeah?
With.
With.
It means possession, like
Yes.
possessing something.
Yes, it comes in the meaning of sahib. Now, the word dhu, now, does anyone know which category? So what happened now, what this chart is trying to illustrate is that what you will find, different nouns which are mu'rab, they come in different categories. For example, before I go to dhu, I'll explain one and make it clear for you. Now the word, where is it gone? This one here, this one, I'll go to this one here. Ism type. So this is a type of noun which is mu'rab. Which one I'm going to talk about? I'm going to ask this question to a sister who has not been on the mic, who is going to be Sister Bilqis. Can you come on the mic, please?
Ji, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Now, Sister Bilqis, I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask this question. Yeah, that's fine. Now, this one, Jam'ul Mudhakkari as-Salim. What is Mudhakkar Salim?
Muzakkar Salim with when we add a waw noon to a noun to make it jama.
Exactly. So
like from Muslimun to Muslimuna.
Exactly. So the word Muslimuna, now it's a sound masculine plural which
Mhm.
ends with a waw noon, and
Mhm.
this is called a sound masculine plural, and this is a category, a subcategory of mu'rab nouns, and
Okay.
its harakat is different from the one which we did before. So the actual default one was Zaid, Zaidun, Zaidan, and Zaidin, correct? So dhamma tanween,
Yeah.
fatha tanween, and kasr tanween. Okay. Now, when we deal with this one here, now Jama Mudhakkar Salim, the word Muslimuna. Now, when we want to say the Muslims came,
Mhm.
would we just add a dhamma tanween on the noon, say Ja'a Muslimunun, and say that this noun is now the fa'il and it is in nominative case?
No, we will change the huruf instead of changing the the vowels. We will change the huruf.
Fantastic. So instead of changing the vowels, the harakat itself, dhammatin fatatunin, we will instead of the dhammatanun like a ja'a zaidun,
Mhm.
instead of that we're having vowels, which is the waw and noon,
Mhm.
instead of the tanween, dhamma tanween.
Mhm.
So the waw noon, when it is remains on the word muslimuna, it represents that the word is in the halatul raf.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mhm.
So when we say ja'a muslimuna, we will say ja'a is what? A verb, and al muslimuna is?
Al-Muslimuna is the file.
Exactly. And what is indicating that muslimuna is the file? What is the actual symbol for it? The waw?
Waw and noon.
Excellent. Now the same word muslimuna, when we want to make it an object, now normally the mu'rab nouns, when it's an object, what harakat does it get? A fatha?
In a mansub state,
Yes.
it takes fatha.
Fatha tanween. Like ra'aytu
Fatha.
zaidan.
Yeah.
Now, when we did muslimuna as an object for the verb ra'aytu, the waw noon will change to what?
Ya noon.
Ya noon, and the letter before the ya will receive a?
Will get a kasra.
Exactly. So read the example, please.
Ra'aytu muslimina.
Can you translate?
Sorry, marartu bi muslimina, ra'aytu muslimina, and ja'a muslimuna.
So ra'aytu muslimina, can you translate? Where is the doer and where is the object?
Okay, so ra'aytu, ra is the verb,
Yep.
and ta with the dhamma, it's a doer,
Yep.
means I saw, and muslimina is the object of the noun, object of the verb.
And it's maful bihi. So
Maf'ul bihi.
what's happening, Sister Bilqis? The ya noon is come. The letters are coming instead of the fatha tanween, which normally comes on the last letter of the noun. Do you understand that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Now the final state of the noun, which is halatul jar. If it was the word zaydun, if halatul jar, it get a kasra tanween, marartu bi
Din.
Correct. Now, what will happen to this noun? Muslim.
Which one you're pointing, sir?
Muslimun again.
Muslimun. Okay, yeah. It will be the same like in the mansub and majroor state. The noun stays
exactly. So it becomes
Muslimina.
Marartu bi musli.
Bi muslimina.
Excellent. Excellent. Is that clear for so far for everyone for the class? Comparing mufrad munsarif sahid zaidun and muslimuna. How sometimes sometimes in the normal mu'rab noun you get the fatha dhamma tanween and kasra tanween, but when we are dealing with the sound masculine plural, instead of having these tanweens, these harakat, we are instead of them we have the waw noon, which is representing the dhamma tanween and halatul jar. The fatha tanween is represented, instead of two fatha tanweens, it's represented by ya and noon with a fatha, and the previous letter before the ya has a kasra, as muslimina. Ra'aytu muslimina. And
Sir, can I ask
yes, go ahead, Batul.
why is there ma ra'aytu and there ra'aytu?
No, it's the same. Ra'aytu marartu bi muslimin.
Yeah, so why marartu and why ra'aitu?
Okay, good. Okay. Marartu is because here the word marartu means I passed, and ra'aytu means I saw. So there are two different words here.
Okay.
And so it's two different words. Ra'aytu means I saw, and marartu, I passed. And the ba, be muslimina, the harf jar, which is coming before the word muslimuna, is changing the harakat of muslimuna to muslimina. Ba is the harf jar.
Okay.
Is that clear now?
Yeah.
This is Kulsum. I have very similar questions. So I did not know, but so what is the three word? Is that marara or mar?
Good question. Okay. The root word, we've done this before. Now it's marra.
Marra. Okay.
The root word is marra. The root word is marara, mim ra, but because it has two letters from the same category. So what happens then? We do idgham and put shadda on there. Marra. The past tense is marra. The present tense is yamurru. Marra yamurru. Marra yamurru murur. Murur means passing. Okay, is that clear for you, Sister Kulthum?
And what is murur, like police station?
No, murur means passing.
Okay.
Murur means passing. Marra yamurru. So marartu bi Muslim, I passed by the Muslims itself. Is this clear so far for everyone? Comparing Zaydun and Muslimuna, Musja'a Muslimuna and Ra'aytu Muslimina and Marartu bi Muslimin. Is this clear? The comparison between the two.
Yes, sir, it is very clear.
But what about the rest? Dr. Mustafa, is this clear for you?
I think it's fairly clear. Thank you.
Sister Sadiqa, how about yourself?
Yes. Yeah. This time I got it, Maulana.
Okay, that's the reason why I have to repeat it again, because sometimes teaching in comparisons, students are able to understand. So the reason why I'm doing this now, because the word is all because I'm teaching you laysa and dhu. Now I'm going to go to dhu. Now I'm going to go to dhu and explain to you, because the word, some of you asked me last week, dhul qarnain and dhil qarnain. Okay? Now, the word dhil qarnain or dhul qarnain, both of them come in the Quran. Now, the word dhu, it comes in meaning of possession. Okay? Now, for me to explain when does it come dhu in the Quran and when does it come the in the Quran, you may see that those handout, the Quranic ayat which are sent in the WhatsApp group. I just need to explain this because dhu is quite important, because it comes in several ayats of the Quran. So I need to explain to you when does it come dhu and when does it come the. Remember this. The word dhu can come dhal waw and sometimes it comes dhal ya. Now, when does it come dhu? When does it come the? I'm going to teach you now. First of all, remember this now. Who is going to come? Sister Sadiqa, I would like you to come forward. Sister Sadiqa, are you okay?
Which Siddiqa, Maulana?
Yourself. Sister Asari is not here. Sister
Okay.
today. Okay, now the word abun. Do you remember the word abun and akhun in book 1?
Yep.
And I spoke about the word abun and akhun a few times in these lessons as well. That the word abun and akhun, whenever you make them mudaf and mudaf ilay, so normally if you want to say book of Muhammad, we'll say kitabu Muhammadin. Kitabu Muhammadin. Now, if you want to say father of Muhammad, now what happens is that the word abun and akhun, we will have to add a additional waw to the ba when it is coming mudaf and mudaf ilay.
Yes.
So it will become Abu. Come on, anyone? Abu Muhammadin. Look at the screen, everyone. Look at this here. And he says Abuka. Just remove the ka. Put the
Yeah.
word name Muhammad. Abu Muhammad.
Madin. Yeah.
Is this clear, Sister Dika?
Yeah.
So the word Abu Muhammadin means father of, or Muhammad,
Muhammad.
correct?
Yeah.
So whenever the word Abun and Akhun, whenever they come mudaf to any of the pronouns, like your father, his father, our father, we will always add a waw between the ba and the actual pronoun itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the now in all cases, no. Only when the word abuka is coming in the nominative case, halatul raf. Halatul raf. So can you see here over here now? Let's go through this and I'll explain this because I need to explain this only because of the Quran.
Mhm.
Now, so the word abun and akhun, they are called al asma'u sitta al mukabbara. That is the name given to these words, abun and akhun. So read this please. When mudaf,
When mudaf to any ism besides the mir.
ya dhamir.
Yeah,
So
the mir.
except and as long as it's not abi and akhi, this is an exception. If it comes abuhu, abuha, abuka, this
Yeah.
rule applies.
Oh, okay.
So this is one exception. The word abun and akhun, it should not be abi or akhi. It cannot become with my father. If it comes with my father, then the ruling of adding the waw in halatul raf does not
Work here.
work here.
Yeah.
Now over here now, when we see ja abuka,
Mhm.
the word, can you see the waw here?
Yeah.
Now normally in ja, can you see ja zaydun?
Mhm.
In zaydun we had the dhamma tanween.
Yeah.
Now the word abun, the ba is the last letter, correct?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not saying ja abunka. We're not saying ja abunka, but
Yeah.
instead of a dhamma tanween, the
Mhm.
waw is coming instead of the dhamma tanween
Yeah.
to represent that the word is in halatul raf.
Yeah.
Is this clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Homa, is this clear for you as well?
Yes, sir.
So ja'a abuka, your father
Okay.
came. Excellent. Now the same word abuka, when it comes as an object of a verb or anything else, then what happens is that instead of saying saying abuka, the waw will be changed to a
Alif.
alif. So it will become, if I want to say I saw your father, how would I say that, Sister Sadiqa?
Ra'aytu abaka.
Excellent. Ra'aytu abak. So I saw your.
Father.
So here, we're not saying Ra'aytu abanka. If it was the word Zaid, we would say Ra'aytu Zaidan.
Mhm.
But because this is coming under the category of asma sitta mukabbara, the ruling for this noun is different from the ruling of Zaid itself. So in halatul raf, it takes a waw. In halatul nasb, it takes a alif. And halatul jar, it takes a
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah.
So abaka, ra'aytu abaka. Now, the next state, halatul jar. Instead of having the waw or the alif, the waw or the alif or the waw will change to a
Yeah.
ya. Now, halatul jar is when the noun is preceded by a preposition or is coming before another noun itself, which gives the noun after it a kasra. So bi abika. Abika. Now, why is it bi abika? Why is there a yana? What is changing the harakat? What is causing the change?
The bay.
Exactly. So
Jar.
marartu,
Jar.
yeah, harf jar. Marartu bi abika, I passed by.
Your father.
Is this clear for you, Sister Sadiqa?
Yeah.
100% happy with that?
Yes. Yes. I'm very happy. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. Now I'm coming to the word now, dhu. Let me come to the word dhu. Now, dhu itself is from the same category of abun and akhun. Is that clear for you now?
Yeah.
So whatever the ruling of abun is, the same ruling applies to the word
Zu.
dhu. Let me give you some examples from the ayats which I showed you. Just 1 second. I need to give one more example. I forgot one example. Did I do that? Just 1 second, please. Okay, now I'm just going to change the slide and show you the examples of the ayats which I showed with you earlier. Right. I'm going to ask. Can I request Sister Sakina?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Now, let's do this ayah. Surah Baqarah, verse number 251. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ ذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ. So lakinna is it's one of the sisters of inna and anna, correct?
Yeah.
And whenever it comes, it gives the meaning of, so inna, it means surely or indeed, and lakinna, it comes in the meaning of but. So now, first of all, wa means and, lakinna Allah. So let's break it down. Lakinna Allah. So why is Allah getting a fatah?
Because of lakinna, it makes the subject get a fatha.
Correct. So lakinna Allah. So Allah is the ism of?
Lakinna.
Correct. And so when we have the ism of lakinna, what do we require next?
The khabar of lakinna.
And what is the ruling of the khabar of lakinna? What should it be?
It should be dhamma.
Correct. So what's happening here then?
So you have dhu, which is coming, and then dhu it comes as a mudaf, so the word after takes a kasra.
Correct. So now the word dhu, now Allah is the ism of lakinna. Now inna Allah, so the khabar of in lakinna should be marfu. So the word dhu is coming with a waw and it's mudaf. So the waw here is demonstrating that the word dhu is coming in halatul raf, and fadlin is mudaf ilay. So mudaf and mudaf ilay is the ism, the
khabar
of
lakinna.
lakinna, exactly. And al alamin is jar and majroor, and that's related to dhu fadlin. So surely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, dhu fadlin, possessor of bounties upon the
world.
Universe.
world itself. Is this clear?
Yeah.
So that's the reason, that's why the word dhu is coming with dhal and waw together. Now, I'm going to ask you to do one more example before I choose someone else. Next example. Wallahu yakhtassu bi rahmatihi man yasha. So wallahu, and surely Allah, the word ikhtassa yakhtassu means specialize or particularizes bi rahmati, to his mercy, man yasha, man means who, yasha, who he wishes. Okay? Man yasha as a present tense verb. Then we have a new sentence. Wallahu. So how would you translate that?
And Allah
And Allah. So what position is the word Allah and Allah?
is the mubtada.
Excellent. Is the subject. And what does a subject require?
The khabar.
Excellent. It requires the khabar. And what's like kana, so inna, the ism of inna is mansub and the khabar is marfu. What is the ruling of the basic mubtada and khabar? What happens to the mubtada and what happens to the khabar? What harakat does it get? Both of them.
Dhamma.
Exactly, it's
The
marfu.
dhamma, yeah.
Exactly. So if it's a single word, then it should be a dhamma. So the word dhu is coming with a dhamma. So this indicates it's coming in the place of khabar itself. How is it made? How is the khabar constructed? We will explain now. So dhu is mudaf and
Mudaf ilayhi is fadli.
and al-azimi
Is the adjective
for who?
for fadli.
Excellent. And if it was now in book 2, so Allah is the one who is possessing great
Right.
grace or mercy. Yeah? Fadl.
Okay.
Yeah, or bounties. So al-azim is with a kasra. So that is an adjective for fadli. So wallahu dhul fadl al-azim. Is this clear?
Yeah. So if adim came with a dhamma, it would be the adjective for Allah.
Excellent. Exactly. If it came with a dhamma, then it would be adjective. Allah is the great possessor of blessings. Then translation would be different as well then.
Yeah.
Is this clear for everyone so far?
Yes, sure.
Yes. Sure.
Right, okay. Now I
With
want
your help.
sorry, Batul?
With your help, yes. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I'm making it easy as possible for everyone.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Now I'm going to ask another example. Sister Batul Manji, you could do this one now.
Ya Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa in kana dhu usratin.
I'm going to move an easier one than that. And we'll do the verse Surah Baqarah, Surah Al Imran 152. Wallahu dhu fadl al alameen.
Okay. Wallahu dhu fazlil alal mu'minin.
Al-Mu'mineen, yes.
Yeah.
So explain, please.
So Wallahu is the cover of
Wallahu
is the subject.
is the mubtada, is the subject, correct?
Is the subject. And fazlil alal.
No, so the word dhu is coming now. Dhu,
Zu is the possessor.
correct? Sahib,
Sahib of fazal over the mu'minin.
yes, so dhu fadlin. So dhu is sahib in the meaning of possessor of what? Bounties. So dhu is mudaf, fadlin is
Bounties.
yeah,
Mudaf ilayh
correct.
on the mu'minins.
So all of this, dhu fadlin al alamin, even though this is a preposition, now this jar and majroor
Yeah.
related to dhu fadlin. So all of this is the khabar.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have a question for someone. Who is going to answer this question? Sister Sharabano Khaku, I can ask you this question actually.
Sheikh, before you interrupt, please.
Sorry?
May I interrupt, please? I just
Yes,
want
go
to.
ahead.
So is Zu considered Zerf?
No, it's coming. No, dhu is not dharf. It's a noun which comes in the meaning of sahib, possessor.
Okay.
It
So,
comes in-
but Zu can have different positions, right? It can
Yes.
be or it can be mudaf alayh.
Correct. Correct.
All right. I get that clarification. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Now, Sister Sharabanu Kaku. Now here the word alal mu'minina.
Yes.
Now this word mu'minina, why is it? How do we know the word mu'minina is in harfid, in the state of majroor or halatul jar? How do we know? What type of noun is this?
It's the ya noon. It's and before it is a kasra,
Okay.
showing that it is in a position of jar,
And
majroor.
what, exactly. And what type of noun is this? Alal mu'minina. In
Uh,
halatul raf, how would this noun be? Alal mu'minina. How would you change it?
In raf, I would put wow and noon, so mu'minuna. And this is a Jama Salim.
Correct. Jama mudhakkar salim.
Okay.
Excellent. Is this clear for all of the class?
Molanas, if you're saying Jama Muzakkar Saleh, that means it's the plural.
Yes, it's a sound masculine plural. Correct.
Masculine plural. So
Correct.
that's what it means exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Is this clear for everyone now?
Yes.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Sheikh.
Okay, now the next, I'm going to move on to the next slide. And give me 1 second. I think it's that one. Okay, just spare me 1 second. Okay, this is done. I'm going to do 2 more examples so that's absolutely clear for everyone. And then I'll move on to the. Right. Sister Zahra, can you come on the mic, please?
Yes, Sheikh.
Let's do this one. Number Wallahu dhul fadl al azim. We've done this. We've done this already.
Yeah, we've done this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just change it to a different one. This is better. Good. Okay, this is really good. Number
This one?
Surah Qahf. No, let's do Surah Qahf, this one here. Ayah number 83. وَيَسْأَلُ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ قُلْ سَأَلْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْهُ ذِكْرًا. Okay, let's read. Now, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ. So explain to me why the word dhu now it changes to the.
Because an is a preposition.
An is a preposition.
So the ya is taking the place of kasra.
Ya is taking the place of kasra. Or
So
explain,
yeah, this is isme majroor.
correct. Ism majroor, correct.
So
And-
that's why Dhul Qarnayn.
And what relation al-Qarnayn has with the?
It's the Z is the possessor and Qarnayn is the possessed.
Mudaf alayh.
Correct.
Mudaf, mudaf.
The word Qarnayn, it means 2 horns, okay?
Mhm.
2 horns. Yas'alunaka an dhil qarnayn. So sa'ala, the verb sa'ala, sin, hamza, lam, means he asked. Yas'alunaka, they asked you about dhil qarnayn. Qul sa'atlu alaykum. Say to them, I will recite upon you minhum dhikra, a reminder. Dhikra here comes as a reminder or remembrance. Is this clear? That now the word dhu is changing to the because of the position of the word where it's coming. It's coming after an, which is a preposition itself. Is this clear?
What does
So
mean?
one question.
Yes.
So an Zulqarnain, the whole thing is coming in place of an object, but because of an, it is taking the kasra.
It's not coming as, no, good question. So an is a preposition, because of that is in halatul jar. Ka here, yas'alunaka, they are asking you. The ka itself is coming in the place of an object, but because these pronouns, they are mabni, they do not change their harakat. So that's the reason why ka remains ka, because it's a pronoun, and all pronouns are stagnant, are rigid, they don't change. I'll give you another example. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna a'twaynaka al-kawthar. So inna a'twaynaka, surely we gave
You.
to who we gave to?
You.
You. So ka, it's the object, but because it's a pronoun, they are mabni, they don't change the harakat. So we will say that ka is the maf'ul, but because it's a pronoun, the harakat is
Mabni, not
it
hidden,
is not visible.
not visible.
Is
So
that clear?
what is al-Kawthar in that ayah?
Okay, you've let me show you the ayah, because this is an important ayah of the Quran, and this is one of the merits of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wala sawf, give me 1 second. Wala sawfa yu'tika fatarda. Now, Allah subhanahu, this is the status of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desires, look at these words I'm going to use. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to that extent that Allah loves the desire and the pleasure of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the maqam, that wala sawfa yu'tika fatarda, we will give you. This is a maqam of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that other prophets were not given this station, the position of Rasulullah. That, and what was that thing which was given to Rasulullah? Wala sawfa yu'tika, and soon we will give you fatarda, you will be happy. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the Quran it says in the Quran, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a mercy for mankind. He's a mercy for mankind. And Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha is the actual atiyah, hiba, gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that Rasulullah is happy with the radha of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the maqam of Rasulullah and the position of this gift which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given in the form of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra salamu alayha. And on top of that, in addition to that, even one of the laqab. Now, Rasulullah bin Rahmatul lil Alameen and Fatima Zahra salamu alayha, do you know one of her titles? Her title is Mubaraka. Mubaraka. What does Mubaraka mean?
Blessed.
Blessed. She was a means of barakah for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the maqam of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra salamu alayha. And then in ahadith, it says, even Aisha quotes this, is that this is the position of Fatima, Sayyidah, that from the nur of her face, during the night, we were able to put the thread through the needle itself from the nur of Fatima Zahra salamu alayha. This is the maqam.
Is this in the Sunni books or in our books?
Sunni books.
Sunni books as well. Rasulullah, this is the maqam, and Rasulullah says that.
Which books is it in 20 books?
I'll give you
Which
the
books?
references. I'll give you the
Please.
references. There's different,
Thank
several
you.
books for that, doctors. I'll
Thank
give you
you.
the references so that you have the references for you. Let me give you the ayah. This. So inshallah, once we get this out of the way, I'll do for yourselves the maqamat of the Ahlul Bayt and the position of the Ahlul Bayt in the Quran, because these are things which unfortunately we don't speak about from the Quran. About now, the other thing you need to understand that now this is in all regards to the Milad of Rasulullah. Now, in regards to the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, the Quran itself, you know the word qasida.
Qasida.
Quran is the qasida of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. What do I mean by that? I mean that the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam are those great personalities that what they do, the action they perform, it translates and becomes ayat of the Quran. They translate and become the ayat of the Quran. The action of the Ahlul Bayt becomes ayat of the Quran. And the Sahaba, comparison, you cannot compare the companions with the Ahlul Bayt, but the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam are the ayat of the Quran, and the Sahaba are those individuals who try to achieve the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They try to achieve the pleasure of Allah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala follows the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam in what they do, and their conduct then becomes a manual in the Quran itself. And this is an example of Surah Dahr. Surah Dahr is in the 29th juz, which talks about the whole incident of when Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein alayhi salam were sick, and then Sayyidah and Imam Ali alayhi salam fasted for 3 days, and the miskin and the asir and miskin yatim, all through the orphan, the beggar, and the needy person came. Who were these needy people? This is the maqam that the Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam came in the different forms to take the barakah from the roti and the food cooked from the hand of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra salamun alayha. And then if you want, and the other thing, this is our belief of about the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, that we the Shias, with that we do not hide this, we say this clearly, that we believe that our Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam are superior than who?
Angels.
Angels and the prophets.
All the prophets,
Exactly.
except Prophet Muhammad.
Exactly. Apart from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our imams are more superior than all of the other prophets, Anbiya. Now there are two. One is a hadith. One is a dalil from the hadith, and the other is from the ayat of the Quran. Now, Sunni Shias have quoted in regard to Imam Zamana Ajjallahu Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif, is that when Imam Zamana will come, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam will perform behind him salat. That is a proof that a Nabi is performing namaz behind an Imam from Imam of our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is one dalil. And the other dalil is that the ayah of the Quran. Now, in the ayah of the Quran, it says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَلَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ وَلَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا. Now, this is ayah of the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, I'll give you the ayah now, reference now. So you have this. Now, in the Quran, it says, indeed, we have favored the believers by sending a prophet upon them. Upon the believers, that we have sent a prophet upon the believers. Now, this man itself, the word man, this is from, let me give you the reference. This is from Surah Al Imran, verse number 164. Al Imran 164. Al Imran, verse number 164. وَلَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ بَعَثَ. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word manna. The word manna in the Arabic language, the word manna comes in the meaning of ihsan. What does ihsan mean?
Favor.
favor. And the other meaning of manna is ni'mah.
And what about manna and salwa? That is completely different.
Yeah, that's different. That's food here. Now,
Ji, ji.
now over here now, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this, now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in other words, is a ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah, the word manna comes in the meaning of ihsan and ni'mah. Now, if Rasulullah sallallahu now this is the comparison. You will see that the qualities of Rasulullah, how Allah depicts Rasulullah in the Quran, the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim are depicted and given the same position similar to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the word manna has been used for Imam Zamana. The same word has been used for Imam Zamana, Ajallahu Ta'ala Sharif. Now in Surah Qasas, when we talk about Imam Zamana, the ayah number is 5. Okay, in that ayah as well, the word nuridu, this is the ayah Qasas, ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. Now, ونريد, we desire أن نمن, to favor upon those who are weak in the earth, ونجعلهم, and will make them imams, and will make them heirs. So in regards to Imam Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the word ihsan and ni'mah is used, and in regards to Imam Zamana, the Sunni Shias have quoted in tafasir, it refers to Imam Zamana, 12th Imam. Now, what I'm trying to say is that the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim, even in the Quran, the position has been highlighted in different various ayat, but we don't contemplate in these ayat to show what position they have. Now, even in regards to Imam Ali alayhi salam, when the Ilan of Eid al-Ghadir happened, what did we say? Al-Yawma
Akmaltu
akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is one ni'mah, and the other ni'mah of the perfection of the deen is the second part of the ni'mah was the wilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. And see it? وَلَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And then when it comes to the Ilan, and that's the reason why you need to understand that those people, we have people amongst our communities say that why doesn't the name of Imam Ali alayhi salam exist in the Quran and Qissa Khatam? It would solve the problem. No, it doesn't solve the problem. If we had Imam Ali alayhi salam, that he is the Khalifa, it would not solve the problem. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's position and maqam is mentioned in the Quran, and people do not understand until now. 1400 years have passed, and people don't understand, not us, but our opponents, that whether Rasulullah is khaki, whether he is a normal human being, or whether he's nuri, or whether Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam became a prophet after the age of 40 or before the age of 40. They are jahil in regards to the position of Rasulullah, and even the ayat of the Quran have said that there are people, now as you know, in the ayat of the Quran, they have said, in the Quran it says that, you know, a famous companion, he says that, I did not doubt Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as much as I doubted him today. It shows that even people did not have belief in Rasulullah, let alone Amir al-Mu'minin Islam. And when the Ilan, so like Rasulullah, they denied some of him and accepted some of him, the same thing happened to Imam Ali alayhi salam. Inna Allah la yahdil qawm al-kafirin. It says in the Quran, surely Allah does not guide the kafirin. That even until the 18th of Zilhajj, there were kafirin under the cloaks of Muslims, and they were hiding under there. So understand the Quran is essential for us because it contains the fadail of Rasulullah and the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim. Of course, there are many other things which we can discuss, but inshallah, when the time comes, we will discuss this. But let me go back. Apologies that we went on a diversion.
No, Jazakallah, Jazakallah.
No, we enjoyed that, Maulana.
Yes, yes. This will be something for you in your of all the lectures.
No, to be honest with you, there is about 5 lectures on the maqam of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Quran. Unfortunately, we don't discuss on the Milad of Rasulullah about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fonds Rasulullah. That sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes the qasam of the heart of Rasulullah. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at the eyes of Rasulullah. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how we need to read the Quran and understand what is the maqam. When you understand the maqam of Rasulullah, you will understand that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his position and the position of the other prophets. Let me put it in a nutshell. If you want to see all of the qualities of 124,000 prophets in one entity or in one personality, it is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if you want to see the quality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam dispersed in different individuals, it is the prophets.
Wow.
Now, let me explain it another way. Let me put it another way. The Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam have said, Nahnu asma'ullah. This is incredible. Listen to this. Nahnu asma'ullah. We are the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nahnu asma'ullah. That we are the manifestation of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this earth. Fad'u biha. Fad'u biha. Call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by our names, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer your du'as. And even the other prophets called for the help of Rasulullah, called for the help of Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim for their help and need as well. This is the maqam of the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim. And please, I would definitely encourage you, when this Arabic we are learning, and the reason why I'm teaching Arabic, it is for you to understand, and that is the only reason why I'm teaching Arabic. Otherwise, I must be crazy, because Arabic, it's difficult to teach. I am only teaching you because I want everyone to understand the fadilat of the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim in the Quran, because unfortunately in our age, there are so many people who are trying to bring criticism, dispute, and doubt. And people, we need to prepare ourselves and need to have the answers for those questions. There are books in Arabic which are still got dust is gathering over them. And unfortunately, there are not readers amongst our Shia, Asian community, Indian community, Pakistani community, because we can't read the Arabic language itself. There are amazing books out there. And what I've quoted from you, a few points I've shared from you, that is from the Arabic language itself, which are not available in English, neither in Urdu at the moment, unfortunately. And please, the end result, once you learn Arabic, it is fruitful. I thank my teachers until today, and I pray for them, may Allah increase their ranks, because the way they have taught me Arabic and the way I'm able to extract things, I pray for them that I'm able to have this tawfiq given by them to do this. Coming back to the ayah Kawthar itself.
Sir, you are so good. Sir, you are so good. You taught us so well. Allah will give you.
Now, over here now, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In Surah Kawthar, it says, Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthara. Now, al-Kawthara itself, it's ending with a fatha itself. So as Sister Zahra was asking, now a'tainaka is past tense. Surely we, a'taina, we. What did we give? Who? Ka Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what was that? Al-Kawthara. So Al-Kawthar is in the form of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra, and in the Quran, a'tainaka has only come once in the Quran for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the only thing which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a prophet. Inna a'tain, surely we have given you Kawthar. And for this great Kawthar, this abundance we have given you, fasalli li rabbika wanhar. Perform salawat and praise your Lord and give nahr. So this is the maqam of Sayyidah Fatima Zahra. And inshallah, give it a few more months, and then inshallah I will definitely do with you. And this is something I will promise you, I will do this. I will go through the ayat, all of ayah wilaya, innama waliyukumullah, the fazail of Imam Ali Islam, fazail of Rasulullah from the Quran, and those who bring about any doubts about those ayats of the Quran, I will answer them for you and give you that rebuttal, so that inshallah you can disperse the tabligh of the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim. Because remember this point, that there is a dua of Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam where he says, Rahimallahu, Rahima, may Rahima means the blessings or the mercy. Rahimallahu, may the mercy of Allah, man, who, ahya yuhyi ihya, may the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon who, ahya amrana, our message or our decrees and our wish, amrana, our orders itself, our message itself. That's the best translation for it. So if we are able, so every one of us have a dua which is applicable upon us, and the more we do tabligh, the more we will become gaining the radha of Imam Zain al-Abidin and Sayyidah Fatima Zahra salamu alayha. So please continue, and whatever difficulty you face, you'll be rewarded for it. And whenever you find it difficult, do a dua to Sayyidah that I want to read, I'm learning Arabic to read the Quran, to understand the fadail of Rasulullah and the fazail of Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim. Help me. And inshallah, there will be a divine help, intervention in you achieving the target. We are not that far away now. We have done a lot of difficult work. And to be honest with you, you do not understand how much difficult work you have achieved so far. And we are getting closer and closer to our destiny now, inshallah.
I mean,
Could you please send us a PDF of those books which are gathering dust concerning the Ahlul Bayt you're talking about?
I can send you them. I'll send you the group. That's not far. I can send you the books in Arabic, and then in your spare time you can go through the books, use the dictionaries, and try to start. There's the book of Aitul Maqalim Shirazi. There are books of other ulama as well, which talking about the maqamat of Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim in Arabic. You should be able to solve some things out, and gradually you need to push yourselves as well.
I'll send them.
I'll send you that as well. Right, I
I'll send.
won't take any more of your time because I do apologize. We've exceeded our time, but I hope everyone understood the main theme, which we was talking about, the and though. Yes or no?
Yes, Mullah. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
So inshallah, next week what we'll do, we will continue from our next lesson number 3, because Laysa, I have sent the actual examples from the Quran. And then inshallah next week, we'll start lesson number 3 and go through the actual, I'll try to do lesson 3 and 4 together to try to finish off the next 3 or 4 sessions. And then inshallah, we'll then start book 4 as well, inshallah. Loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So apologies, sometimes we just diverted from Kawthar because unfortunately, it's so sad to see that that we don't hear enough fadail of the Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim on our pulpits and from the Quran itself in particular. And how the Quran itself is praising the Ahlul Bayt, and how the Quran mentions the Ahlul Bayt, and how the prophets have mentioned the Quran. Now, one point I'll end on this. This is the last point. If you read the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows so much love and an affection in the Quran, the wording which he uses. He, like in regards to Rasulullah, he uses the word abd, he uses the word Yasin, Taha, Muzammil. But in regards to other prophets, he uses their names itself. And when you use titles for referring to individuals, this shows position of an individual in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are many ayats that it shows in the Quran that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Ashraf al-Makhluqat, and Afdal Anbiya as well, and Khatamun Nabiyyin, from many ayat of the Quran, that he was more superior than all of the previous prophets. And even the previous prophets, by the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they achieved their position as well, inshallah. Inshallah, we'll talk about that when it's appropriate, or when, inshallah, there's a suitable time, inshallah. So, Allahumma salli ala.
Can I just ask one more question?
Go ahead, Doctor.
Hazrat Adam was taught 5 names from which he, and was it the name of the Ahlul Bayt?
Correct. Absolutely right. It was the names of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam by which his dua was accepted as well. Correct.
Excellent.
Jazakallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.